Hi, my name is Mark Daigle. I have been a hoof trimmer for 18 years. I work in the Kamouraska region and I am president and founder of the Quebec Association of Hoof Trimmers. The association was officially created in April of 2013. Coming together as a group has allowed us to share knowledge and has improved our credibility with stakeholders in the community.
What brought me to become a member of the association is the need to know more. To get more information about things I've been practicing over the last 22 years, but without always having the why and the how. And there I was able to really get the right answers.
A typical visit of a hoof trimmer on a farm ideally will begin first asking the client about his needs, to see about the number of visits per year and the interval between visits. Afterwards, once the number of visits is set, you need to see what subjects, what cows need trimming. In some cases, there are producers who prefer to provide their own system or cage, and it is up to each trimmer to see what he is comfortable with to do this job. Of course, to get more accurate results, we each have our own way of doing things. It must also be compatible with the environment provided at the farm.
Usually, the owner has an area where we can set up without disturbing the herd during the day. I will go in, I will check to make sure that nothing is in the way, that nothing hazardous could cause an injury while we handle the animals. I often ask the client to provide some water close by, an electrical outlet to power the trimming tool, to operate the cage, and to operate the grinder. The tools have to be operational, the knives have to be operational, and above all else, they have to be clean.
Another important aspect of the type of cage used by hoof trimmers is safety, both the animals and for the workers, therefore the trimmer.
The best way to handle an animal is to let it adapt to us. It is more a matter of attitude than a matter of saying, "I'm stronger than you."
To move animals around, some will use carpets, mattresses. Some even have gangways to go over the gutters. In terms of skills needed to be a good hoof trimmer, mastering a fundamental technique is of course very important.
Once the trimming is complete, the cow must be perfectly comfortable standing up.
Even after an hour of having her hooves trimmed, the cow is not supposed to feel any pain. Another important skill to be a good hoof trimmer is to be able to recognize lesions. Members of the association who have been certified have been trained in this area.
I attended the training in December and we learned a lot. We learned about lesions that we already knew, perhaps by name, but we learned to analyze them and why this particular lesion appears there. So when stakeholders come to the barn, they have the correct report with the correct lesions identified so they can tell if the cow, the herd, is in trouble or if the problem is getting better or worse.
At the end of the visit, it is interesting that the trimmer can hand in a report to the client, whether it is computerized or handwritten, of what he did with the herd. Hoof Supervisor is a computerized tool, a tablet with special software that provides excellent herd management data following our visits.
I will hand over the Hoof Supervisor report to the client, and I tell them that it's important to show it to the vet and to the nutritionist. Before, we would apply a dressing and the client didn't know why or what the cow had in terms of lesions. Now the client knows exactly, precisely what lesions the cow has, and a month later he can tell if the lesion has spread or if it is healing. Improving the animal's comfort is a way of getting that additional edge, which turns into profit that makes a difference in the end. When I arrive on a farm, if I worked on the herd 3 months ago, I always click on the history to see what each cow had and where she is at today. I really want to know if I'm doing a good job and that I can see progress in the herd.
In the past, we would see people act the part and become hoof trimmers without having the basic skills. With all the training and all the certifications available today, we can now improve the profession of hoof trimmer here in Quebec.
For my part, what can I say? It is the greatest profession in the world.